Viewpoint Vista, you alluded to that. That's your core ERP, so that's the foundation. What about data living elsewhere? Any other data sources?
Yeah, so we use a platform for our production tracking and hours tracking called B2W, Build to Win. So that's a separate system. We also have an LMS system for our training through Cornerstone, which is completely separate. We have a GPS system through a company called Geotab that's completely separate. So it's how do we bring all these things together?
Yeah. So having all that data kind of transformed into a reporting spot allows you to get that, I guess, 360-degree view, if you will.
Yeah, that's exactly right, and that's kind of where we are right now. Is we've got the Vista piece all on board, and right now we're working to bring in the B2W piece. That's the next kind of the next critical piece.
One other thing I'm thinking about, because a lot of clients, I worked with Vista many years, live in Excel quite often, probably more than we'd like them to, siloed data and the like. How does Excel play in this data-driven journey for you?
Yeah, so we're definitely using Excel. So we found that it's been really helpful to be able to link back to our data model when we're looking at doing forecasting into the future. Wow. So we're able to pull in, our budget as well as our actuals through, year to date, and then we're able to manually plug into those spreadsheets the forecast for the rest of the year, and then do a roll up within Excel. So being able to pull that data from the data model has really been helpful. We had tools in the past that could do it. I think that being able to do it through the data model, particularly with the calendar-based system that's in there, has made that significantly easier.
Excellent. And how important is training to this adoption? Where did that fit in?
So that was, I think it's critical. If people don't know how to use the system, they're not going to use it. And I think that, your team did a great job kind of giving us an initial understanding of how Power BI works. So that was, how do you move from this screen to another screen? How does the calendar system, the slicers, the filters, how do those things work? So that was critical. But yeah. I think the next step was, making sure that in-house we're training all of our folks on how our data how our data works, how our reports work, how they can look at an old report that they had and where the same information is within Power BI and how much more dynamic it is. When you can show that to a director or a VP, at that point they're like, oh, I get it.
Yeah, that's great.
I get it.
That's great. Hey, Matt, I know 15 minutes goes by quickly. We only have a few minutes. And if we go a minute over to this time, I am not going to mind at all. I doubt our audience will mind. But I think you were going to give us a sneak peek at some example of creation you've actually built with all this, right?
Yeah, I do have one of those. Thanks for reminding me, Frank.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, thanks. So this is, I'm not going to go through what the details on the report, but it's just
that's your data. We want to respect that. I understand that.
Yeah, it's essentially what I wanted to show is that this is a report that I built 2 weeks after our data model was implemented, and it took me hour and a half, 2 hours after we had all the measures created. I don't have any background in Power BI, but it is pretty intuitive and straightforward. And it's one of those reports that I'll tell you what, we look at from the top of our company all the way down to our construction managers on a daily basis. And it gives us a bunch of KPIs, on the health of our business,
Matt, it looks like you're a Power BI pro now, and I like the slices on the top. I see the time slicer. You got the departments, looks like concatenated job and name. That's nice. Customer. Very nice, Matt. Very, very good. Very good work. And only a few weeks and a few hours, a few weeks in and a few hours to build. That is very impressive. And do you deploy this as an app? If you go back a screen, is this all in one app?
It is.
And if you can't, don't worry about it. I know. I appreciate you sharing anything. So,
see if it'll let me go back. It is in an app. Yes, there we go.
Yeah. Wow, the audience impressed. 2 weeks after implemented, only 2 hours. Yes, very good.
It is, yeah. So it's within an app. We've got, all of our other app sections, our GL, our AP, AR, et cetera, over on the left side as well.
That's nice because you deploy the app by role, I suspect, and then you can kind of give them the room to maneuver flexibility wise, but within their role sandbox kind of.
Yeah, you can see across the top, we've got our executive supply chain and operations. We've got the audiences within the app. So yes, we're doing it that way. We're also using some row-based security to slice and dice as well.
Do the row-based security, I'm just curious, were you able to replicate if you had any security in Vista?
We did not specifically replicate what we had in Vista for several reasons, but no, that wasn't necessarily the goal.
Okay, but you were able to build it in the model directly.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, very impressive looking, and I kind of like how you have the menu laid out on the left as well. So it's really heartening to see the progress. A few weeks, how long was the process from when you started to where you were able to start creating this?
So from when we engaged with you to when we put this out?
From the day you started with us, implemented the model, the infrastructure to.
Yeah. So after everything was tested and implemented, like I said, we built this within 2 weeks. This was one of the first things we did was this report. It was already in my head that we needed this view.
That's nice. And one question I see out there, and I think I'll let you answer it, Matt. I think I know it. Can you link this data model in Excel? And I think that's what you're describing. So probably a yes, but I want to hear you tell them that.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything that we can see in Power BI, we can also see in Excel. All those measures are available.
Matt, this is tremendous. I wish I had an hour and 15 minutes, but we don't. And I do want to respect your time and our audience time. So I'm going to take this off for a moment so we can wrap up. But Matt, I expect we may have questions from folks after the fact. Remember, everybody out there, this will be on our site, LinkedIn page. You can watch it anytime. But Matt, would you be all right if someone has questions? Maybe they can reach out to me and I'll let you know. Or
yeah, absolutely. That'd be wonderful. Happy to answer questions.
Such a good guy. Hey, everybody, if we could virtually clap, let's give it up for Matt Breeden. Matt, phenomenal job. Love your bio. Love seeing what you're doing with the data model. And thanks for spending a little bit of time to share your journey with us.
Well, I appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Frank.
Everybody out there, have a great day. Thanks again, Matt. You all take care.